I was asked a question by a follower recently, and that's what offshore investments can British people do? Now, ultimately, we have to separate this between British people living abroad, offshore, and British people in the UK. So, for British people living offshore, by definition, it's very different to living in the UK because actually, if you keep investing in the UK, when you're living offshore, that's technically an offshore investment because an offshore investment just means investing in a country which isn't, your current country of residence. So when it comes to British people living offshore, of course, by definition, most people are more internationalized and they have assets all around the world, properties and stocks and so on, bonds, ETFs, all around the world. When it comes to British people living in the UK, most of the British people who do offshore investments, it's either something like a second property in certain parts of the world, like a holiday home, or it's before they're going to move overseas. So if somebody's going to move overseas in 6 to 12 months, many people will reach out to advisors or do it themselves where they start to invest offshore. Having said that, what is becoming more popular all around the world is more people are looking for a plan B. In other words, to put assets in different parts of the world. And obviously, it isn't illegal for a British person to buy a property or buy certain assets abroad, provided they know that those assets are not UK assets, of course. And we are seeing it more now where people from all different countries around the world are buying offshore assets just to diversify. But the thing is, obviously, if you're living in the UK, just like Canada and other countries, there are significant tax benefits to buying British assets like ISAs and other British assets. So obviously, when it comes to offshore investing, you're not going to have that same benefit in the vast majority, obviously, of circumstances, unless you yourself move offshore as well. So I would say the big difference between British people who are already offshore and those who are in the UK who are interested in overseas investments is more that for expats who we specialize in helping, they're already offshore, so they can sometimes get some massive tax benefits. Whereas for British people living in the UK, it's more just about maybe diversifying, maybe having a plan B. So things like second residencies, having assets in different parts of the world, it's become more interesting for people all around the world.